You don't need to roll or flip your wrist through impact with the driver to hit the ball far or to hit a draw. Today's video we're going to discuss the precision impact training aid and how understanding the wrist and the bend in the trail wrist will really help you not only to improve your driving accuracy but also your driving distance. In a recent video I did on the same training aid, I was hitting the ball so well with this that I wished I could play golf with this training aid on. I actually wish I could play with this thing on. I tell you, that one's absolutely perfect. 171 yards, 7-iron, landed 2 feet from the pin. It doesn't get any better than that. It makes such a difference to my ball striking. And if you're interested in seeing that benefit to your own ball striking and you want to get your hands on one of these, stick around till the end of the video because we've got a very special Father's Day offer coming just for you. The Precision Impact Training Aid is designed to help golfers like you achieve that elusive feeling of having the trail wrist bent sufficiently in the downswing and into impact. It's a part of the game that is universally demonstrated by quality ball strikers, and I discussed this in the most recent video I did talking about this training aid where we hit irons and we were working on better quality ball striking. Today we're going to explore this training aid and the right wrist bend with the driver. You already know that the #1 question asked on this channel is, does it work with the driver? Well, I'm going to tell you it does. This right wrist bend is crucial not just in iron ball striking but also for the driver, and I'm going to share with you an exercise you can work on that will ultimately allow you to start hitting draws with the driver, increasing your ball speed and helping you to hit the ball further than you've ever hit it before. So as I place the training aid onto my right wrist, my right arm, I'm going to secure it with 2 Velcro straps. That's pretty straightforward to just slide in and secure my forearm onto the training aid. There's also a couple of small holes that you place your middle finger and forefinger or index finger through, and that places the training aid snugly onto the back of my trail arm. And then the key to this working is the mechanism at the back of the training aid here allows me to bend my wrist backwards, move that trail wrist into extension where there's this angle between the forearm and the back of the wrist, and as I do so you may hear that clicking, which is the device locking into place. So as I add the trail wrist bend in the backswing, I'm then in a position where the training aid is helping me to maintain that. And so many of you are struggling with that piece. You're not loading the wrist correctly in the first place, and if you are loading the wrist correctly, you're unloading it incorrectly in the downswing, leading to loss of distance, slicing, and other associated problems with being a poor driver of the golf ball. One of the biggest myths when it comes to hitting driver or any club for that matter is in order to draw the ball or hit the ball powerfully, we have to have this excessive roll or this excessive release of the golf club. There's actually people out there that still believe that you hit a draw by rolling almost in a tennis fashion of hitting a top spin forehand. That gets discussed sometimes in the bay. People believe that in order to draw the ball, this club needs to be rolling and twisting through impact. I'm just going to tell you very quickly that nothing could be further from the truth. That is not how you produce draw spin. In fact, if anything, to hit a functional draw, the shot I just hit a second ago and the one that I'll hit again in a minute, is one where the club face, when it makes contact with the golf ball, is actually pointing to the right of the target as a right-handed golfer. So it's slightly open to the target. The club face does not need to be wrapping over and twisting like so. So this training aid is going to help you to bend your wrist back sufficiently, keep the club face aligned correctly, and allow me to bring not just the correct club face angle into the ball, but because of the way my wrist is organized here and my back wrist is still flexed, I'm also going to be able to swing into the ball from a more in to out swing path. So an in to out swing path is desirable to draw the ball. With a face that's closed to the path, my ball speed's going to increase and ultimately my distance is going to increase. So how can you practice this? Well, you can do this with the training aid, and of course, if you choose not to have one of these in your arsenal, you can still practice this move without it. I'm going to tell you you're going to swing back and bend your trail wrist back as far as you can. I've now got this locked in place, and as I come down to hit the ball, I'm not going to be able to lose that angle, so I'm going to hit the ball here with a little bit of shaft lean, and my swing path is going to be in to out because of my wrist angles conforming on the downswing. I'm going to maintain that feeling of that trail wrist being bent back all the way into the follow through. So no release. The exact opposite of what so many of you think you're supposed to do. So we're going to hit this, just going to release the training aid back to neutral, going to load the wrist on the backswing, hold that angle down and through into the follow through. I'm going to hit one. You watch the shape on this ball. Ball starts to the right, club face was open to the target, ball starts curving back towards the target. There's a draw. That was a 275-yard push draw with no release. Okay, that was a punch drill. That was me setting my wrist angles, holding that feeling into the follow through. And the hugely beneficial piece of this training aid is, whilst it doesn't allow me to lose the desirable trail wrist angle, it still allows me to move my wrist up and down, which is a function of creating some release and some speed into the follow through. So this is going to help you to understand what you should be feeling. It's going to resist and remove the temptation to do it incorrectly. And very, very quickly you can begin to hit shots, building up the speed. That wasn't even full speed. That was a 100-mile-an-hour punch driver, 102 miles per hour, with a restricted follow through that's gone 275 yards. You can add that sort of speed and distance to your game if you learn to do the wrist correctly. All these balls are going to curve to the left because this wrist angle is helping me to hit these draws. This understanding that you don't need to roll the wrist to close the face. And what you're going to get is increased ball speed, increased distance, start hitting it past all your friends, add back that distance you've lost. This controls the wrist angles, minimizes the unwanted wrist angles. So many of you are suffering because your wrist angles are poor, they're costing you distance, it's costing you direction. Get the wrist angles correct. This helps to train that feeling of bending back in the backswing, keeping that bend into the impact delivery, and holding that punch feel into the follow through. Really helps to get everything in place. I'm going to hit this hard with this punch follow through. This is going to be your practice. Punch shots with the driver. Every single ball is going to curve to the left. If you're doing this properly, you're going to draw every single ball. That's another one that's gone 275 with a curtailed, controlled follow through. Trust me, if you can learn to control the wrist angles and get these right, the benefit to your game, the benefit to all of your clubs, driver included, are going to be measurable. You're going to see an incredible difference. So if you're interested in improving your driving, and you've always believed that the need to get more speed and how to square the club face or hit a draw was to release the club, today's video should have quashed that belief. It should start to help you recognize that that's not how it works at all. And once you're on board with how it works correctly, moving forward, training your wrist angles to be correct, hitting balls in a way that's training your wrist angles to understand what they should feel like throughout the swing, you're going to be well on your way to seeing those benefits on the golf course as well. And here's the really great news. Our friends at Precision Impact Golf have given us a special discount just for Father's Day. From now until the 19th of June, you can enjoy an additional discount off this product. If you use the code HITBOMBS and use the link in the description that I'm going to post, you're going to save $35 on this. So if it's something you want, or you want your family to purchase for you for Father's Day, this is a great time to pick up this product. And I'd encourage you to get over to the website. Take a look now. Anybody who buys through the link does help the channel. So again, you'll be not only supporting Precision Impact Golf and their fantastic training aid, but you'd also be supporting the channel and helping me to make more videos. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, please make sure you hit that like button. It really does help the video to get seen by more people. And if you did purchase one of these recently off the back of my iron video, get down in the comments and let me know how you're getting on with it. And if you've got any questions regarding it, I'll be happy to do some follow-up videos on this training aid if you have specific questions. And if you haven't seen the video I did on the Precision Impact training aid and the irons, you're really going to want to go and check that one out. I hit the ball better than I've ever struck it before using this training aid when I was practicing with my irons. And you can go and check out this video, which will show you exactly how you need to do that right wrist if you want to crush your iron shots.